Hi everyone, it's Michael Pritchard here, and obviously I'm from MPH. I hope you're having a fantastic day, and in this video, I'm going to give you something pretty cool, which is going to be our ultimate sleep guide. Now, this is going to be something that I've spent years studying. It's one of the areas of body composition that I've paid attention to and put a lot of time and resources into learning about, because it is something that can actually speed up your results in terms of burning fat, building muscle, increasing strength and energy, or it can decrease or plateau your results as well. So I'm going to give some insight to that. Now, a lot of credit goes to this is to a lot of my mentors throughout the years and courses. And basically, I am a byproduct of all those mentors and courses. So one of the big game breakers for me was learning a lot of these tactics with Christian Maurice. Now, for those that aren't familiar with Christian Maurice, he is a biologist and he's also a coach or someone that people go to, actors and actresses go to get in shape really, really quick. All right. So one of the areas he paid attention to was sleep and improving sleep so they could get the fastest and best results possible. So I was a student of Christian Maurice. I spent a lot of time with him studying. He's overseas in Canada for a while. And yeah, I learned a lot. So basically, I'm going to pass on that knowledge to yourself. And as always, my goal with these videos, so you guys understand, is to give you as much value as I can. So in the future, if the time is ever right and you're ready to transform your physique, your body composition, and start getting results and level up, you know where to go to. We're always here to help, and you can book in a strategy session, right? But I want to give you so much value that you can arm yourself with more knowledge to do it yourself, or like I said, we're here in the future to help with your own specific goals. Now, sleep, these transformations, with every single transformation here, sleep has been something monitored and sometimes improved, so we can get the best before and afters and best physique transformation. So do understand, when you see before and after photos, it's more than just training and nutrition. We're looking at other factors that influence, like I said, the body, and sleep is definitely one. Okay, so I'm not sure if you understood that already, or if not, there we go. But sleep is definitely something that, once again, speed up the results or slow or plateau the speed of your results as well. So very important to respect. Not only that, obviously you feel better when you get a better sleep. Now I'm going to keep this as basic as possible, but and the reason for that, I know when things are too complex, it can really kill the execution. So I really want to keep it as simple as possible. And that's always the best way to have takeaways. But look, sleep is very important. Yes, without it, we don't survive, but it's important for hormone regulation, detoxification, growth hormone spiking, metabolism regulations, body temperature regulation. There has a lot of benefits with sleep, decreasing the stress response as well. But in the simple aspect of it, it just means we have more energy, we have less stress, better health, and improved body composition. And body composition meaning we decrease fat, build nice lean muscle, and we look better, okay, and feel better. That's why sleep's important to pay attention to. But there's many other underlying things under this framework where sleep can be, very beneficial. Now, with sleep, just to give you a basic understanding, is that we have what's called the sleep-wake cycle. And what that means, is that at the start of the day, that's where our energy hormones increase. So we have more energy, and where our sleep hormones decrease, because we want to have more energy when we wake up. It'll go throughout the day. Now, our energy hormones will increase throughout the day, so we have more energy. Now, when we get to that afternoon, sometimes you may be someone where you feel, more tired around that midday to mid-afternoon, and you get a bit of a slump. That's normal as well with our cycle, the sleep-wake cycle. That's why there's things like siestas in the world. And then after that is where our, sleep hormones increase. Our energy hormones are meant to decrease so we can actually fall asleep and get a lot of rest. Okay, so this is a good example here of the sleep-wake cycle. You'll see here the sleep decreases coming into the morning. The urge decreases, then energy increases coming up, and then your sleep need also increases with that energy increase. And then obviously, our urge to sleep gets highest at the end of the day. Now, this always doesn't happen in this today's age, which I'll cover, but this is kind of what we are chasing with the circadian rhythm or the sleep-wake cycle. Now, William C. Dement is one of the most world-renowned researchers on sleep. And what he found is due to, issues with sleep throughout the world, most of the time it's due to ignorance, which is basically just lack of knowledge. And that's been the biggest roadblock with people trying to get better quality and quantity of sleep. Okay, that's what he's found. So my goal here is to give you a bit of that knowledge, so hopefully you can implement that and improve. It may be very beneficial for you, it may not, but here's some tactics that I've tried and tested over the years with my team, and we've had great results with. Now, when it comes to sleep, just a little bit better understanding as well, we have like a light sleep. You may have heard of light sleep. That's for, like I put here in just the percentages, 5% of the night. And then we meant to go between deep sleep and REM. Okay, sleep. So basically, we have a little bit of light sleep, and then we're going to switch between deep sleep and REM throughout the rest of the night. Now, through this time, it's important for each phase. Each phase of sleep does something different to the body. All right. So as you can see here with deep sleep, it's restorative. That's where we get our growth hormone spike as well. That's where we get a little bit of dreaming, right? But this is where we're going to get a lot more growth hormone response. And then REM, this is where we're going to regulate our temperature, body temperature. And this is what we're going to regulate pain perception as well, or your pain threshold. If you don't have the best REM sleep, your pain threshold will be much lower. Psychology recharging as well. It's very important to improve your REM, to improve your psychology. And this is where we'll also get that paralysis phase of sleep as well, okay? But just understand we have light sleep, and then we go into deep and REM for the rest of the night. That's what we're meant to do. Now, does that always happen if you don't have the best quality of sleep? No, it doesn't. You may get less REM, for instance, which then means, your pain threshold is lower, your psychology is not going to be as best as it can be, and your body temperature is not going to be the best it can be either, okay? So just understand this is the gold standard per se of what we want to do with our sleep. Now, I want to give you some takeaways to actually start implementing, okay? This is some psychology tactics that improve sleep, all right, or can improve or have the potential to improve sleep. And they're very, very basic. Remember, as it said before, sometimes it's just a lack of knowledge of what to do. All right, so from everything here, like I have at the top of decor, so the style of your room, how it looks, how it feels, that's very important for psychology, okay? The brain is very, very smart. I'll cover this in a second. Your pillow itself, like if you're used to sleeping on a specific pillow, I would recommend that you use that pillow wherever you travel, right? Because once again, the brain's very switched on. It'll know that's the pillow I sleep on. Hot and cold sheets are very beneficial as well, especially for those that feel hot at night. I do recommend, temperature regulating sheets. No clock, if you can, in the morning or beside you. It will stress the body out. Now, at times, I know sometimes this may not be realistic for some, but if possible, it's definitely a tactic that can be very beneficial for a high quality sleep, because the higher the stress is at night, the less those hormones that are going to regulate sleep will be, higher. Basically, your energy hormones will take over that. Your air quality needs to be good as well in the room. And this is super important, but this is what I mean by habit. The brain needs to know what's happening. So the room needs to be set up in a way that this is the habit of when I go in this room at night at this specific time, this is where the body gets used to shutting down. It has the same pillow, the bed, the air quality, the temperature. It's very important to get that all set up. Sleep in another room. What I mean by this is if you are someone who does work in your room, like you're on the laptop, you get up, or you're working on your bed, doing emails, etc., playing games, your brain once again will know, hey, is this a room actually to get ready for sleep, or am I actually getting ready for work? And if it's getting ready for work, that's fight or flight, your energy is going to be higher. So I do recommend to keep your room separate, and sleep is there, your bedroom there for sleep is there just to do just that. Blue light, you may have heard this before, but things like your phone, TVs, blue light, and even when it touches your skin, not just looking at it, that will increase your energy hormones as well, which means basically, once again, your sleep hormones, sleep regulation won't be as high, so you get poorer quality of sleep. Okay, I do recommend at least limiting blue light, watching TV, screens, etc., 2 hours before you go to sleep. So stopping it 2 hours before you go to sleep so you can actually regulate better. Waking up a little bit early in the morning as well may be due to your sleep cycle. Sometimes if you wake up in the wrong part of the sleep cycle, it can, you may feel a little bit worse for wear. Warm to cold temperatures in the room. Hot bath to cold room can definitely make you fall asleep a little bit quicker as well. So having a hotter bath and then going into a colder room can work. Now, these ones are great. I do recommend them as well, but a gratitude journal just before bed. Now, this one more so is where you're going to reflect on the day. I usually tell clients, and we tell clients if we're using this tool, to think of, a few things in the day that you were grateful for, maybe due to your family, friends, something you achieved. You're just grateful in the day, because that'll make you, and I'll cover it, look forward to the next day. Now, the anxiety journal is a big one as well, and I usually recommend this one to be done around 5 p.m. And what this is to put things that are busy in the mind. Sometimes, you may feel clustered in the mind, running thoughts, but I do recommend around 5 p.m. to put those thoughts down to paper of action steps that things need to be done. All right, because, I've been there as well, where you're laying in bed, your mind's ticking over. But this has been something I've found to be beneficial to help that, okay, when you're putting it down, and then, your brain doesn't have to think about it as much. And also binge watching TV, it does have a 98% risk of having a worse night's sleep, okay? So just understand that as well. Once again, 2 hours before bed, I do recommend to turn off the TV and get in that more habit of chilling out and getting ready to get a quality sleep. So these are psychology tactics that can definitely, we're not talking about supplementation here, not too much about nutrition, but these are things that can make a big, big difference to your sleep, okay? Now, other tactics as well. Now, before I go into these are just some simple ones, but before taking any supplementation that I'm going to say here, always consult with a qualified health professional. That's my disclaimer. The above is for information purposes only, all right? So before any supplementation, I do recommend you consult with a qualified professional, all right, for yourself. But I'll just give you some information on these ones that may be beneficial, okay? So basically, caffeine is a supplement. It's fantastic. I love caffeine as well. I have coffees every morning, but or green teas, but no more than 400 meg per day. It does raise stress. So coffee, caffeine, green teas, black teas, they do raise stress hormones. So no more than 400 meg per day and not past 1 p.m. So you don't want black teas, green teas, coffee past 1 p.m. because once again, that's where our body's getting ready to go into the sleep part of the cycle, okay? Now, nighttime blended magnesium, make sure it's a nighttime blend and not a daytime blend. If you get the magnesium that is a daytime blend, you will have more energy at night, which is not what we want. We want a nighttime blend that is going to help decrease the stress response so you can get a restful night, okay? 1 to 2 scoops, 20 minutes pre-bed, okay? Glycine can be a very beneficial supplement for detoxification and helping sleep as well. Theanine, once again, fantastic for rest recovery and also just getting the mind at ease as well. Carbohydrates can be really good for raising what's called serotonin. And if you have ever had a big carbohydrate feed, pizzas, etc., that real tired feeling you get after that, you're really full, you're really tired, that serotonin coming up. So carbohydrates pre-bed can be very beneficial for sleep. Protein pre-bed is a must as well, I would say, okay? It's very important for enzyme creation, detoxification, and helps keep you a little bit more full while you're sleeping as well. And be very aware of where your calories are at. So for those that are very aggressive in a deficit or very low body fat, that may lead to higher stress, which can equal, like I say here, poorer quality sleep, okay? You can feel agitated due to just higher stress of being low body fat and low food, okay? That's not usually at the start of starting a dieting phase. That'll be more towards the end, like I said, where the body fat's low. So don't think just because you're in a deficit, you may get worse sleep straight away. When the body fat drops off a little bit more and the stress comes up, that's when it can happen. Now, I'm going to give you the biggest tip I have ever learned for sleep, right? The biggest tip I have ever learned for sleep. And I've covered everything from, like I said, the tactics, psychology tactics, supplementation. There's a bit more supplementation than what I've listed there, but there's some basics. But the biggest tip I have ever learned from sleep was from Christian Maurice when I was learning under him. And I asked Christian, like, why is it so many people, have poor quality of sleep that I see? Some that are stressed out with work. There's always, but then I found some people that are very relaxed and very happy, and they always seem to have good sleep. And he said, Mick, it's very, very simple. And when you think about it like this, I'll teach you. And he goes, the issue with many people with sleep is that they actually do not look forward to the next day. They don't look forward to the next day. So they're most happiest at night because it's before the next day. Energy is higher. So why would they want to fall asleep? Like I said, a lot of it comes down to psychology as well. So if you do not look forward to your next day, your mind, your subconscious mind is going to keep you awake at night. All right. Because it doesn't look forward to it. It's a stress. And we try to avoid stress naturally. So this is where the gratitude journal can come into play, and always find things that you are grateful for and have fun with in the day. Because that will be one of the biggest things that may help you actually get a better sleep, feel better with your body, and look forward to the next day, basically. That was the biggest tip, and it's as simple as it sounds, but that was the biggest tip that I have ever learnt and implemented as well, and seen pretty good results with, of always trying to find something to look forward to the next day, okay? So thank you, guys. I hope that was a good run through with some good tips there for you to implement from, psychology tactics, bit of understanding about sleep as well, and keeping it as simple as possible so you can, have the best takeaways and start executing things as best as possible as well. Like I said, if any time in the future, we're always here to help, right? You can book a strategy call in our team. As long as it is a good fit, we can run through it with our coaching service so we can help you achieve, awesome transformations with your own body and physique as well, right? But like I said, if not, I hope you did have a takeaway in this video, right? Something that you can implement so you too can have the best body composition you can have and feel great in the skin and have the best energy you can have as well, okay? All right, so thank you very much for tuning in. It's Mick here from Mind Performance Health, and I hope you have a fantastic day or night wherever you are.